welcome to yet another video. This is a new mug that I got recently. I figured I'll do a coffee rant. This is not necessarily a coffee rant like the ones that I did before. This is not going to be like a 30-minute long video. I think my glasses have reflection. Anyway, today I decided that I'll do a video about things that I don't like about living in the US. I kind of jotted them down so I don't forget. I've lived in the US for 5 years now, 1 year in Indiana, and almost 4 years here in Eugene, Oregon, so I think I know enough about life here. I've visited over 10 states. I think it's been like 20 some states now. So yeah, I've seen a lot, and I feel like I have an idea. There will be a video about things I love about living in the US, because I do love living here. It's pretty great, you know. And I'll make a video about pros and cons of living in Russia as well, if you guys want. Let me know in the comments if you do want that video. So, let's start. So the first thing I want to talk about is taxes. So here in Oregon, we don't have sales tax. So when I go to the store and I just buy stuff, it's just however much an item costs. In other states though, like Indiana, like I remember first time moving there when I was 16 and buying something in the store and then like things adding up at the end. It's super annoying, especially, I mean, one thing is like groceries, right? Maybe you have like $10 sales tax, but it's another thing when you're buying a car or a cell phone. Like I remember I actually bought this in Indiana in 2016, and the sales tax for this was like $70, and I was super pissed because Indiana it's like 9% I think, or 8%. So yeah, I think Oregon, there's 2 more states, Montana and another one, where they don't have sales tax, which is pretty cool. We don't have sales tax in Russia. I kind of got used to it, and so when I moved to the US, I was pretty pissed. Speaking of taxes, the fact that you have to do your own taxes is pretty annoying. I know in Russia and in European countries, the government just does it for you, which is pretty sweet. I know that kind of raises questions, but from some people here in the US, like, we don't want the government doing our taxes. I just know it's super annoying that if you don't do your taxes right, the IRS will audit you, and that's a whole different level. So I have to do my taxes still because the date is approaching, and I know that I have to do Oregon state taxes, New York state taxes, and federal. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I did them myself last year, and I was like sweating as I was calculating everything, so that's pretty annoying. The second point, I listed tips. I know this is like, to a lot of Americans, this is like an unpopular opinion because Americans love to tip. In Russia, we don't really tip. In other European countries, people also don't really tip. It's common to like leave a couple euros or a couple of rubles on the table, like in a restaurant. But at like hair salons or nail salons, you don't tip. That's just not a thing. Mainly because I think the workers get paid enough to not be tipped. But I know that here in the US, I heard it's like 20% or 15% is like a good tip to leave. And sometimes it's kind of a lot. And the way some Russian cards are, like Russian visas, you know how you like, they swipe the card, then they give you the receipt, and then you have to write down the tip? You can't really do that with a Russian card because the way they're set up, once the transaction goes, it's done, and you can't, like, they're not going to be able to take more out of there. So you're not going to be able to tip anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't say I hate that about America, but I don't necessarily like it. It's the fact that people have to live on their tips, like that's pretty shitty. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about it. I tip now, obviously, but it's still not like I still have to calculate everything, and so it's not like a natural thing where just writing a tip and that's it. So third thing, this is I heard a lot of other girls saying that who are from Russia or Ukraine or Belarus or whatever. American showers are pretty annoying. And I have literally the same exact showers as everybody else here. So in America, showers are literally just this thing sticking out of the wall. You can't move it, you can't pull it to you. In Russia, we have these shower heads that are detachable, and you can just put them, like, and you can just wash wherever you want. Another thing we say in Russia is "помыть голову" for ladies. So if you're in a hurry and you're getting ready to go somewhere, you don't want to take a full shower, you just want to wash your head, you can just detach that shower and then put your head in the bathtub and like wash it like that. Hopefully this makes sense, but that's what a lot of Russian girls do. Here in America, you can't really do that. Like, you have to go like entirely in the shower. So I think that's kind of annoying. Again, this is a first world problem. I don't like my shower. I've learned to like the shower I have here in my apartment, so it's not that bad. But the first time I moved here, I was like, this is super annoying. You can't just like grab the shower head. So that's just me, maybe, I don't know. All right, fourth thing, I'm kind of speeding through these, I feel like. This is a big one. So just everything being expensive, and the three things I wanted to kind of list under the expensive label are education, healthcare, and parking. I know that gas is like super cheap here in the US, but your parking is really expensive, which I think is pretty shitty. My boyfriend Sean told me that the government wants people to drive less and to like walk more, but parking is still very expensive. It's like, why is gas so cheap but parking so expensive? I don't know. Anyway, I just got my driving license. I don't really drive myself anyway, so it's not that much of a issue for me personally. I just know a lot of people complain about it. Expensive education and healthcare kind of go hand in hand for me because I have to pay for my school fees, and part of my school fees is my insurance that comes with the school. I have premium healthcare, which is like I pay $800 a term when we have like trimesters or terms here at U of O, and it comes out to like a pretty expensive sum at the end, and I can barely use it really. Like I have pretty high copays if I go anywhere else. I only get free service at the health center, which there isn't like that much. They don't offer that much. They have PT, physical therapy, which is completely free for me, which is kind of great, but other services I still have to pay for. I don't get dental, which is pretty shitty. I think I get dental, but I still get like a pretty high copay anyway. So I think, and that's just, again, coming from me, like I lived in Russia my whole life, and our healthcare is completely free. You can still go to a private clinic and you can pay money, but public hospitals, like public health, is just completely free, and it's super nice. Like if I ever need to get like an echo or an ultrasound or a checkup, there's no copay, there's no deductible. I don't know what the hell that means. You just go in, all you have to show is your passport that you're a citizen of Russia, and it also shows where you live, because that will direct you to a specific doctor. It works the same way schools work. Like if you live in this district, you see this doctor. So yeah, I think healthcare should be free. I know that a lot of people are gonna comment on that, because I used to be, well, I still am a Bernie Sanders supporter. He was all about that, free healthcare and free education. Now it's like not really possible in America, but a lot of other countries are doing it, and I don't see why America can't do it. Free education too, like why the hell is college costing people like $50,000 a year? That's ridiculous. And you still have to buy your books, you gotta buy supplies, you have to live in the dorm, which is, you have to cover separately. Like it comes out to so much money. People have kids, and when they're like 1 year old, they already start their college fund. Like, that's insane to me. In Russia, college is like $3,000 a year, and you don't have to pay for books. Hey, do you want to make an appearance?
No.
Okay, fine. Do you agree that college should be free?
Absolutely free?
Well, like cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper would be nice.
Like 70% cheaper.
That would be nice.
In Russia, college costs $3,000 a year-ish, maybe $5,000. Dorms are really cheap. You don't have to buy books, you just get them at the library. And you still get a pretty good education. Probably gonna tell me that I'm here getting my education, not in Russia. Yeah, it's because Russia doesn't really have an advertising program that's good enough. But STEMs, you can get a stellar education in STEMs for super cheap. Yeah, or like med school. Much cheaper than here, and you still become a pretty good doctor. Still takes forever though. Anyway, that's kind of the end of that point. Things are really expensive. Some food is just more expensive too than in Russia. Like it's literally the same products, but they're just much more expensive here than back home. And I understand that it comes from the difference between like rubles and dollars and how much people make and all that. Is just, again, to me it doesn't really make sense because it's literally the same stuff. And then the last point is that, again, I'm just hearing from my other like Russian or Ukrainian or Belarus, whatever, Russian friends here. I said Russian twice. From my Slavic friends here in the US, that the beauty industry is kind of shitty here, which is, it's kind of bizarre to say because I feel like when you look at, you know, pictures of American people, everyone's so beautiful, everyone's teeth are beautiful, the hair is beautiful. Like, I don't know what it is, but people are just pretty. But it's so, don't laugh at me. The salons, like well, first of all, there's not as many salons here than back home. Then back home you get more for less. Here I know like nails are like what, $25-$30. You can get the same thing done for like $12 back home, and that's like a gel manicure. For hair, I remember I did my hair in New York this summer, and that was like $200, and it was a shitty job. It was like not that great, really. I mean, it turned my hair completely yellow, and I had to tip as well, which you don't have to do in Russian salons. In a Russian salon, I remember I got my hair done when I got back home, and that was like $4,000, or sorry, 4,000 rubles, and that's less than $100. So, and it was beautiful. It was amazing, and I got a shampoo, like a whole bottle of it. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I think in the US they should just step it up. I don't know why it's a problem. Like again with like waxing or brow bars or nail salons, hair salons, all that. The service could be much better. And also I noticed a lot of immigrants do that job. Like a lot of immigrants do nails and stuff. I don't really get it. Like in Russia, it's like just Russians doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's it. Those are kind of the 5 things that I think are annoying or that I don't really like about the US. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you're an American citizen, if you're an American visitor, tourist, whatever, if things annoyed you, if you don't agree or agree with anything that I said. I'll probably make a similar video like this in the future. If the longer I live here, the more things I'll dislike, probably. In a little bit, I think this coming week, I'll make a video about things I like about the US, because I do love living here, and I do want to stay. I want to have dual citizenship so I can just be in both countries at the same time. Yay, thanks for watching. If you guys want to donate to my Patreon, the link is in the description below, and I'll see you next video. Bye!